time for episode number 34 of Timberwolves Explosion, as we are available on thesportstuff.com and on iTunes. It is great to have you with me today. Also available on timberwolvespress.com. And on thesportstuff.com, there's a button in the right-hand corner. Click on that. It says TSS Boards. That is how you'll be prompted to sign up and join the family on thesportstuff.com, where we don't just watch sports, we get involved. And in the referral bar, type in Paladino Live, two separate words, Paladino Live, and then that's how I could be mentioned as a referral. I don't make money doing it. It's just more or less saying I care about the website and brought more people on board. So that's what counts to me. So it'll be great to have you on board there. That's how you can interact with me, other podcasters, and vote on our polls in the podcasters section on the sportstuff.com boards. All right, real quick. Also today, TimberwolvesPress.com also hosts Timberwolves Explosion. Great to be a part of that website as well. Your one-stop source for everything Timberwolves basketball since 2007, where we have broken many stories along the way, including the Kevin Love trade, for the O.J. Mayo trade for Kevin Love, the Al Jefferson injury, and, of course, the goofy Stephon Marbury thing that I caught. But we won't get into that anymore, as today I'm joined by Marcus the Forecaster, as we'll be talking to him here in the next segment, as this is just the intro, of course. And today we're going to talk about just some of the off-season moves, kind of the wackiness that's going on today, or the last week or so, and, of course, training camp starting on Tuesday. So, with no further ado, we're going to take a slightly longer break, and we'll be back right after this. Here on thesportstuff.com, join the family with Purple Mafia. With Brett Favre now in the mix with Adrian Peterson, the best running back there is, along with the new Purple People Eaters, the Vikings ship is on course for something great. We're available on thesportstuff.com and on iTunes. We'll bring you the most honest and passionate Vikings show there is. Here on thesportstuff.com, we're turning up the tempo on Brave the Wild. A new era has come to the state of hockey, with new attitude, Martin Havlet, a more open style with Coach Todd Richards, and a new philosophy in General Manager Chuck Fletcher. We're available on thesportstuff.com and on iTunes. Answer the call and get ready to brave the wild. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, episode number 34, which is a reminder for iPod, Microsoft Zune, and MP3 player users. Thank you always for joining the show and being a part of things. Please tell a friend. It's this team's fan base is very strong, but we're kind of small right now. We need to build our little Timberwolves fan base. As this other day, I was reading this. I mean, I found this Yahoo Sports magazine, and it was like, it was an NBA preview and everything, and I looked at the Timberwolves, and it's like everything they said was like they're the worst team ever. What the hell?
No, I don't get that. I think if our team was more vocal, let's say the Knicks will look better.
Yeah, the Knicks. Yeah, it's like why in the hell did they like the New York Knicks more than the Timberwolves so much?
Well, they have the truth. They have Gallinari.
Gallinari. Oh yes. Gallinari up all 5 points a game he averaged, if that. No.
Yeah, who do we have? Just Jefferson, Flynn, and K-Love?
Yeah, I got to think that top lineup's. I mean, Kevin Love's better than David Lee. You think?
Oh yeah,
especially long term. We definitely know Al Jefferson's better than David Lee.
Oh yeah, and Sessions. I mean,
yeah, that's
who's their starting point guard? Duhan.
Yeah, right now, or else Nate Robinson, who's I don't know what he is. What is he? 5'10", 5'9", or something.
Yeah, he's a combo guard, but Sessions is better than both of them.
I would think the only concern with Sessions is he's he can't shoot threes. That's the only thing I kind of have a concern. But other than that, it's always something I could develop later.
Yeah,
like Rip Hamilton.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Wade. I mean, he gets to the line, so. Yeah.
Oh, Wade. Yeah. It's like he does get to the... Yeah, because I remember Dwayne Wade, there was a point in his career he never shot threes. I still remember that when he was on my fantasy team years ago.
He still doesn't shoot many.
No. But, like, when he does, it's just... I still remember that game we played against them last year in Miami. It was like, boom. Like, he just stood there and just shot it and nailed it right away.
Yeah, I think that's just because it's like Rondo. You don't expect him to shoot, so you give him at least 10 feet from the three-point line.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think eventually Sessions could develop into that. And shucks, Kurt Rambis on Barrero last week even talked about that, how he's like, hey, just shoot the ball like this. He kind of talked about his mechanics. So Kurt Rambis is kind of one of those type of guys who's, he knows so many intangibles. That's what I'm excited about with him.
Yeah.
Got it like Kurt Rambis.
And plus, I'm sure he's going to be working on his shooting. Now that he knows he's going to get consistent minutes. And he's on a long contract.
Mm-hmm. Sessions, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 4-year deal. I think the 4th year I think it's a player option. I can't remember. I think, yeah. So he really, I guess apparently he never had a longer contract offer available. It's one thing I talked about on a previous show. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of this Pekovic guy? I even heard just the other day they're talking about he's even good at defense.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that's something I didn't even know about that at all. Like when I think Pekovic, I think or not Pekovic. That's Pavlovich. Yeah. I get all these names mixed up.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about him. Just that he's a power forward. And I don't think that we need more power forwards.
Oh, isn't he a shooting guard? Like shooting guard, small forward, Pavlovich? I think so.
I'm thinking of the...
Oh, you're thinking of Petrov?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's right. Yeah, there's 3... You have Pekovic, who's the center, Petrov, and then Pavlovich. It gets confusing.
Yeah.
What's next? Rakocevic. Igor Rakocevic makes his return to Minnesota. Yeah, it just gets to be... It gets weird. I mean, the one thing, speaking of... which one am I going at? Petrov. Here we go. Petrov. Yeah, he's at least he's a good rebounder anyway. Like better than I expected.
Yeah, I heard bad things about him because one thing I noticed that when LeBron was injured and he had consistent minutes, he played pretty well. Mm-hmm. But then after that, as soon as LeBron came back, he was right back to the bench.
Yeah,
which is like the 8th guy.
Mm-hmm. It's like here we go again. Yeah, Pavlovich. Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that
and the Suns just gave up on him. They just let him go.
Yeah,
and the
Cavs
Suns
fans hate him.
Yeah, and the Suns just when it comes to and the Suns just flat gave up. They didn't even care. And they're a team that needs pieces. They don't have any anymore.
Yeah, well, I think what happened, he will be the Sasha for the Lakers.
Oh yeah,
he'll come in, for a little defense and shoot some open threes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think Rambis wants him here.
Mm-hmm. Just to kind of be a little bit of an outside threat because Wayne Ellington's the only other guy we got to shoot threes right now.
Yeah,
I mean he's all we got.
Yeah, he's not NBA proven. So,
mm-hmm.
But I think Ellington will become a starter.
Mm-hmm. Sooner or later, it's like right now. It's kind of the shooting guard spot. I mean, they're talking about having Sessions and Flynn together. It's kind of like he's like the new Rubio now. It's like,
yeah,
it's like all of a sudden they're set on having a tiny backcourt, which is kind of funny.
This is waiting to see how that experiment will work if Rubio were to come here.
Mm-hmm. I guess you could look at it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, though, I'm going to say this on air right now for all of you listening. I think it's less than a 50% chance Ricky Rubio plays in Minnesota ever. And I hate saying it, but I don't know. Like Dan Barrero on his Twitter, did you see it, Marcus? Well, no, you probably didn't. Yeah, I don't know if you follow that or not. He put Ahmadinejad from New York states Ricky Rubio will never play in Minnesota. It's like Ahmadinejad. That's just Dan Barrero's weird sense of humor.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play here either.
No, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And at one point, it looked like, oh yeah, it's going to all work out. And then when he backs out at the last second, that's a bad sign.
If he had a really great shooting guard, I could see him playing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Until then, we need a point guard who can get to the line and score, and that's Flynn.
Yeah, I strongly agree because the guy, just watching those videos, I'll say 1,000 times, back in the draft, like when it was like a month leading up to the draft, it's like there were, I believe 20 players, like with videos, or 15 players. And then I was just kind of screwing around, watching the typical guys like, Tyreek Evans and DeRozan and all of them. It's like DeRozan looked athletic, Tyreek looked good and kind of halfway interesting at times. And then I'm like, who's this Johnny Flynn guy, number 10? And then it's just like, what the hell? And then I had to watch it 2 or 3 times to like believe what I was seeing. And yeah, I mean the guy's just like nonstop. He's just got a nonstop, relentless attack. He's call me goofy, but he's kind of like a NBA's Brett Favre. Just I think he has a chance to be something like that.
Yeah, like Khan said, I think he's a born leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he even went as far as to say budding superstar on Real GM, our favorite website. We go to budding superstar. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it too.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's one of those guys. You watch his videos and you're just like, it's like you don't want to base your draft prospects on videos, but then when you watch him, it's like, are you serious? Is this real? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think Rubio needs to be on like a shooting team.
Yeah, because he's not a shooter.
Yeah. And
he wants to always kind of dish out. He's the kind of guy who could maybe dish out to the open man. And the one funny part about him is, people are starting to come back with this take is if we base Ricky Rubio's future stardom on a couple of videos where he's just flinging wild cross-court passes at people, if that's the best we can do, then what is he really going to be anyway? That's one thing people are kind of scared of coming in is some of the passes he was making in those games are passes if you try to do in the NBA, turnover.
Yeah.
Because they're too far away.
Like Kevin Love's outlet.
Yeah, the old outlook, like we call it, right? The outlook pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I love? Yeah, because that's what was the best part about the whole thing. It's the best part about the whole thing is that they're like, oh my God, we just love his outlet pass. It's going to make the whole team better. And then like 2 weeks into the season, what does Jim Peterson say? You just can't make that play in the NBA. It just doesn't work. It's like, what the? You mean we based our future on a guy who does something? Oh, that doesn't work in the NBA.
Yeah. It was like, what?
That's like I just bought Microsoft XP, but it doesn't work in the Northern Hemisphere. Oh man! I just gave away the best Macintosh computer ever for Windows XP that doesn't work in the Northern Hemisphere. That's bogus.
No. That won't fly here in the NBA. I'm sorry. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's the joke about things sometimes. It's like they come back to bite you, But now, one other topic, that I'd like to get into is, this whole point guard thing, how, on Real GM they make fun of us of the whole point guard thing over and over again. How, we traded, we keep making all these trades and stuff. Like, we've made like 19 trades for all these different veteran point guards and stuff. And we got Chucky Atkins, little Chucky Atkins who's had some kind of value, he's had value in the past and he's a veteran. He's been through everything. He was like an undrafted rookie. He's been a tough guy over his career. He's been on good teams and bad teams. Like every year, he's on a different team. And they're saying how the Wolves really need a veteran backup, third string type of point guard. So lo and behold, we first of all we trade for Antonio Daniels, and and that was a great trade financially because you get rid of. Here we go, another one. Darius Sangila. At least his name doesn't start with a P, so we won't get too confused here. Oh, God, it gets confusing. All right, I'm sorry. But, you trade away his 2 extra years on his deal that we didn't want to get Antonio Daniels. You're like, oh, there it is. There's your veteran point guard who will, be a tutor and all that stuff. Oh, he wants more playing time. And he wants to play on a contender.
Yeah.
But first, we waive Chucky Atkins the day before that comes out. And it's like, well, there was your veteran guy you could have had. Even if just for one lousy little year, it wouldn't hurt your team. We waive him, and then Daniels wants a trade. So it's like, you could have just kept Atkins all along, really, and just bought out Daniels because they're saying they already have a deal to buy him out.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? I mean, do you think we should have kept Atkins or not worth it?
Plus, it depends. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, he could be the type who's, like, I don't have time for that. That's not what I'm here for,
Oh, Chucky?
Yeah.
That's possible, yeah, because Daniels apparently is saying that. Like, not in a rude way, but he'd prefer to play on a better team. I mean, the other thing is, though, you just know any type of trade, how they're saying we're going to sneak a trade, you just know it's dead. Especially when, they already say the buyout deal's already in place if we can't trade him.
Yeah.
It's like you just know the deal is dead. Unless they're looking for, an expired contract, but why would we want to trade expired contract for a longer contract? It's like there's no way David Kahn's going to do that.
Yeah.
Anybody we saying it's a 1-year deal or it's veteran minimum or something. Like Chucky, maybe you bring him back. Bring Chucky back for like $800,000 or whatever.
Actually, I wouldn't mind. Who's free agent? Brevin Knight.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, that's a guy I've always liked. Brevin Knight. He's like a veteran.
Yeah. He's a free agent right now. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about him. That would be excellent if it's possible. Because he went to all teams. He went to the LA Clippers last year. That's like purgatory.
Yeah, the best thing would have been to keep Daniels because he's a combo guard, so he can teach both Sessions and Flynn how to play.
Yeah, he's kind of like he was kind of like an old Sessions, except when you think about it, the only thing with poor Antonio Daniels is instead of being a second round pick that ended up being way better than everybody expected, he was 4th overall and was 8 points a game guy. 4th overall to your favorite Vancouver Grizzlies franchise.
Who could we get? I don't know. Another thing I hate is just how it's like, how can they say we're not better than last year? Yeah,
it's baloney. I mean, the only reason that people like to come up with, they always want to come up with the fact we traded away Randy Foye and Mike Miller. There goes our depth.
Yeah.
And what did Mike Miller do last year? Let's see. He got the ball and he passed it, and he tweaked his ankle, and then he got the ball and passed it, and he tweaked his ankle again.
Yeah.
and then he got the ball and he passed it away again, and then he hurt his ankle again. It's like that was a $10 million piece of expletive.
The only thing I wish we would have done is kept Craig Smith.
That is that's a take I've agreed with you. Yeah, I've mentioned on the previous shows. Man, now in hindsight, it's like all these trades we keep doing. It's funny. Every single power forward almost on the roster, other than Al Jefferson and Kevin Love, we've traded away. Every single one. It's like, you trade Madsen for a guard. You trade away Sangaila for a guard. You trade away Craig Smith for a guard. It's like, okay, where's the power forward? Is it Petrov? We'll see about Petrov. I know that's the one we got from the Wizards. By the way, I know you're getting confused like I am. Pekovic is the center that is not here. Petrov is the power forward center that is here, and he's a wild card. He's inexpensive, and then of course Pavlovich is the 3-point shooting guard forward. Blah 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 blah. Oh boy! But no, it's just we could just get lost in those in some of those. No offense to anybody out there, but we get lost in some of those guys at times. Get confused. But the other take is right now it's kind of come to that. Who's going to be the third point guard? Who's going to be the Kevin Ollie? Because he's gone.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that, Kevin Ollie.
Yeah, we could have kept him. He would have been the perfect guy, and he wants to be an assistant coach. Remember that?
I didn't know it.
Yeah. Oh, you don't remember that from last year? Almost the whole year. Yeah, they kept kind of hinting at, he wants to be an assistant coach. It'd be a nice move, I think. But Not that we don't have enough assistants already, but, he would have kind of been like a player assistant coach, for the young guys. And he liked that role. Now we got to find another guy just like him.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to do.
Or you're right, because if Flynn gets injured, well, I guess, well, then you have Sessions.
Yeah, but then there's no more. Who's the next point guard after Sessions? Then,
Well, Sessions.
No.
Sessions. Well, we wouldn't need another point guard because you would.
Yeah, because Sessions would be the only one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like you do need one other guy, and it's getting interesting. Like Brevin Knight would be a guy I'd love.
Yeah,
he's kind of got some similarities to Flynn in a sense of the defensive tenacity and the good passing. That's the part. I mean, he's obviously not going to be as good as he's not as good a scorer as Johnny Flynn will be. But yeah, I think he's got a chance.
Actually, I think we'll have to sign another combo. I think we'll have to sign another combo guard.
Or have to get a trade. Yeah, if we're actually going to trade Blunt or Daniels, if there's any chance.
Actually, I know the Mavs wanted a 2-for-1 trade, so maybe we can get a point guard from them.
Yeah, the funny part is, there isn't really anybody on the Dallas roster right now that would really fit that role. But this one guy on Real GM on the post, Kalam 44, he mentions his possibilities for third point guard. Bobby Jackson, Tyrone Lue, Jason Hart, or Blake Adder. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And then he was kind of a solid player, but Blake Adder, and if you're talking about a veteran, that's not him. Bobby Jackson, though, is a combo guard.
Yeah, but how much would he want?
Who play Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past he's been he's been expensive in the past. Right now, though, he is 36 years old. So he's at that point now. He probably isn't really in as much of a position to demand too much.
Yeah, and will he want any minutes?
Yeah, he's in the past. He's been a guy who's always wanted minutes.
Yeah. Plus, with Lou, I don't think he's even in the right condition.
Yeah, like injuries or
no, it looked like he was just out of shape.
Yeah, that's something to worry about. I didn't even think about that. And also another thing with Lou too, it's like sometimes he's valuable, and other times it's like almost like he's worthless. He's one of those guys you don't really know what you're getting until you see it.
And actually, I think that we were probably pretty safe not signing a point guard right now.
You sure?
And just waiting.
Yeah, or maybe the training camp invitee. Because I remember last year that's what Kevin Ollie was anyway. Remember that?
Oh.
So yeah, like maybe that's one thing I was thinking about earlier today. I should have. The light bulb went off. It came back. Is you got to maybe it's just somebody who is a camp invitee and I remember him. He's been around a while. He's just Anthony Carter was a training camp invitee to the Wolves about 5-6 years ago. The last year after we made the playoffs, Anthony Carter came and he's still in the league. All these years later, he's a nice weapon on Denver, isn't he?
Actually, I want to bring Marcus Jordan.
DeMarcus Jordan.
Yeah.
That guy I like a lot. You mean DeAndre Jordan? The Clippers?
No.
Which one is that?
I think I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like I guess you're probably thinking about DeAndre Jordan, but overall, yeah. I mean, again, the frustration going on right now is just the whole deal of everybody thinks the Timberwolves are just like the worst team ever, like that Yahoo Sports magazine that I mentioned.
Yeah,
it's frustrating. I don't understand why everybody thinks they're so horrible.
Actually, I want to make a prediction.
Oh, what's that?
All right, Wade will become a wolf.
Yeah. Oh, say it louder.
Wade will come here.
Yeah, Marcus Belcher. Marcus, the forecaster, just made the biggest prediction. The forecaster is making a forecast here. The biggest prediction in Timberwolves history has just been made on Timberwolves Explosion. Timberwolves Explosion. Yeah, he does. Yeah, you really see it. Make your case for the listeners here today.
They always keep us out of the conversations of New Jersey, the Knicks, and the Bulls are the only team that can lure in the big name free agents. But if you look at the team, if say the Nets, who they have, Harris and Lee and
Courtney Lee, yeah,
there's
their
role
backcourt.
players.
Yeah,
they have Devin Harris, but he's good.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't forget
Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
don't forget about Yee. Oh no, I'm kidding.
And Yee.
Oh God, he's
just add in Wade in the next champions.
Yeah.
And then say he goes to New York, you're gonna have
oh God, what a
Duhan.
mess. Yeah,
the truth, Duhan.
The truth.
Wade. Gallinari.
Oh. Gallinari's, he's interesting, but he's no franchise changer.
Yeah, he's not improving. Yeah,
no.
And
he's definitely not a franchise changer.
And Lee.
Yeah, David Lee. Yeah, he rebounds and he scores a couple points, but he doesn't really stand out much except in the rebounding category.
Yeah,
he's like a poor man's Kevin Love, really. Then again, what am I saying? I mean, Kevin Love hasn't proven himself either, as much as that might piss off some of the listeners when I say that, but he really hasn't. Kevin Love, he's better than. Then again, I'll be careful. Kevin Love later in the year looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like long term,
he's only getting better.
Yeah. And long term, as long as his attitude stays in the right place, he could be pretty good. If he doesn't get all down and pissed off when things don't go so well, he gets kind of down on, I don't know if it's himself or what it is, just gets upset,
Oh, yeah, think about it on the Knicks. Like who's on their bench?
Yeah, the Knicks are, they don't even have Jamal Crawford anymore. It's just a diseased mess.
Oh, you have Curry coming off the bench. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Eddie Curry?
Yeah.
That's the guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Like on the crossover, which is a show. It's just awesome. I recommend you listen to sportstuff.com and iTunes. Just kick butt show. Yeah, I mean, they often talk about the truth. Yeah, they say he's the real
Curry.
Truth, man. You have the truth in Duhan, but Curry's the real truth. No.
Yeah, and wait on that team, that's even better. That's the next championship right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's the funny part about all of it. That's where your case does, as we're wrapping up the show here in about 1 minute. So just due to time constraints, we'll keep that to ourselves. But there is... Yeah, I mean, you make the case about all the other teams that are going to have the cap space going into 2010. I keep thinking of 2012 because of some creepy reason, but Johnny Flynn and Dwayne Wade in the backcourt, Al Jefferson and Kevin Love in the front court, and what if Corey Brewer pans out?
Yeah, in the bench we have Corey Brewer, Gomes, Sessions.
Yeah.
Ellington.
Ellington.
We'll still,
if he pans out, yeah.
Might have Wilkins still.
And I think there'll be one more. Piece also. I think we'll get one more other guy via trade or free agency.
Yeah, and then if Wade stays, here comes Rubio.
Yeah.
If not Rubio, another Sard.
We make some type of trade. We'll have to. But as we're going to wrap up the show with that. I mean, that is a very bold prediction. Yet when you look at it, I mean, the Knicks, the Nets. I don't know,
the Bulls.
The Bulls are all like a kind of a distant possibility, but
they'll have Rose and Wade, but their playing styles are too similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then they won't have Salmons.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have Luol Deng, who's injury prone.
Every 5 minutes he gets hurt.
Yeah, they would have to let Thomas go and maybe and Brad Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just have Noah.
Yeah,
and
Noah says Noah to scoring.
And Gray, no inside threat at all. And then their bench is thin.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have Heinrich come off the bench. It's probably the strongest player off the bench.
Yeah, and Kirk Heinrich, Captain Kirk, as Coach likes to call him, he's nothing special either. And expensive.
Yeah. So I doubt that Wade will go there. He'll go there to visit family from Minnesota.
Yeah. That's the other thing, too. Like, other than Milwaukee, we're the next closest spot, or maybe Indiana. He's not going to Indiana. So there's just no way. That's the conclusion we're going to come with on Timberwolves Explosion today. And, man, I thank you, Marcus. Thank you very much. Thank you for being on board. We'll get you on again very soon, I hope. This is a lot of fun to do, always. And do call into the phone lines. 209-736-7877. 209-736-7877 is the voicemail. Call in for Timberwolves Explosion. Mention which show you're calling in for. Leave your comment, shout out, whatever it is, and join in. And until about a week from now or so, we're going to let you go, and we'll talk to you very soon. Take care.